So many guitar players get stuck waiting and wishing for that one YouTube video, that huge aha moment that's going to bring them from down here, that boring, robotic guitar solo plateau that we all get into this world of playing the most amazing guitar solos, memorable guitar solos. And that is not how it happens. That is how we waste years upon years upon years. Let me tell you what we should be looking for. Down here, a nice aha moment, maybe after a few days, maybe after a week of progress, and then another aha moment, and then another one, consistently happening. You don't know what you don't know when you're down here. So thinking that it's just going to be this one video that's going to get us all the way up here is not how it works. It's not just one gigantic puzzle piece falling into place. It's all of the little pieces, all of the little aha moments. Let's go over how we can fix this. Now, if you don't know, my name is Ryan Gaughan. I've been helping guitar players for over 20 years, really bridge the gap between their creative ideas and what they're able to play, becoming fully fretboard fluent. If you would, please hit the subscribe and bell notification to get more videos on how to make your guitar playing better. We should be seeing progress at very least weekly. And if we're not, we are wasting time. Now, if you're just a casual guitar player or you don't really want to get better, I have a couple of hobbies too. Filmmaking is one of them, where I'll endlessly search on YouTube after a day of work and I'm not really gaining momentum, right? I'm not really hitting those aha moments and I'm not really breaking out of my plateau. But it's totally fine. If you really want to make those changes, we need to be focusing on getting those little aha moments and not spending so much time wasted hoping that this one magical miracle video is going to take us and make us so much better. There's so much that goes into our favorite guitar solos, right? Even just taking that emotional connection away and just getting down to the theory of it. We don't just have playing the right scale at the right time. We are playing the right notes at the right time. We're using the right rhythm. We are playing the right dynamic. We're going, up and down. There's so many different components, and we have to sort of get in and untangle each one separately. So a really quick example, of course, is can you hear the difference of your chord tones? If you have a blues, let's just say, can you hear that difference? Cool. Can you hear that's got a little bit more tension? Right? Can you hear this? That sits a little bit more in the middle ground. If you end a phrase on the root note, down here, if you end it on a flat 3 or a flat 7, rises the tension, and then the 4, the 5 sort of sits somewhere in the middle ground. That's great. We're on our way. Now we're sort of untangling how to end a phrase deliberately, right? And we're not just like aiming for different notes. Now we can get into rhythm. Are your rhythms just 1 and 2 and 3? Okay, that's not really going to do it. So even if we are building up some tension and releasing it, that's not really helping either. We can get into the rhythm. Take a lick, right, that maybe a call and response, and play it in a few different rhythms. Cool. Couple pauses, maybe a couple of notes, repeating. We're keeping the same call and response. So we're getting better at ending our phrases. Now we have to get better at rhythmically delivering our phrases. Cool. You can work on that. Now work on playing them quietly, playing them loud. Right? Mix them up a little bit. Which notes do you want loud? Which notes do you want soft? Which notes do you want to bend into? Which notes do you want to slide into? All of these things are super, super important. The thing is, if we're just trying to get this whole idea, this sort of emotional spectrum of how we're ending phrases and how we're delivering the phrases, we need to take this from just that minor pentatonic on into the major scale, on into mixolydian, right? Each note now, if I have, but I hit that note over my 4 chord, that's going to be different than hitting that note over my 1 chord. Okay? So now we have to go into the progression itself and not just the scale itself, and realize how those notes interact with what's going on underneath, right? Then we get really into how the chords are structured and structure the chords the way that we would like them to be structured. All of the rhythm. This is all great stuff that we need to untangle. And the problem is, if we're down here and we're trying to, it's almost like that idea of like, you know, a 100-mile race starts with the first step, is we have to take steps. And if you don't have someone, does not have to be me, if you don't have someone to take you from here to here, it's so much wasted time. I mean, it's unbelievable how much time you're wasting, because it's almost like every time you're watching YouTube, you're not getting the aha moments, but every time you watch a YouTube video, it should be, got it, cool. That's the way it should feel. Now, YouTube puts you in that YouTube hellhole, but having that guidance, you're here, easily get you here, easily get you here, easily get you here, easily get you here, and you get there so much faster, okay? So don't try to find this magical aha moment. Go into each one of these little sections, and each section has even more sections. I mean, we've barely scratched the surface. I just do not want you to think that you need to be wasting time week after week, month after month, and for some people that I worked for years, not getting better. We should be getting obviously and consistently better every single week. Now, if you are sort of stuck there, you know, boring guitar solo plateau, and you really want to bridge the gap between your creative ideas and what you're able to play, becoming fully fretboard fluent, I have a training that you can check out. That link is in the description. 3 steps to full fretboard fluency, where we go through some of this just in the pentatonic, so it's not too much to handle. There's not too much theory to handle. And if you do feel ready for the Fretboard Fluency Mentorship Program, you could book a free call. We can go over step by step from where your playing is to what your goals are, set up a really great game plan. That link is also in the description, as well as a place to email me if you have any questions. Thank you for staying till the end of the video, and I will see you in the next one.